So for this exercise, what we will be doing is transferring out volume from a container, either one of these two, into a syringe using a needle. And then with that product, we'll be injecting it into a mini bag. So at this point in time, I would have cleaned my hands and the product will be sitting in there drying. So depending upon the type of hood you have, you could do this sitting or standing, whatever is most comfortable. So as long as you can see your product and your arms aren't resting on the sides, it's important that we're up like this. So again, we'll be opening up this, putting it in this, and then into the mini bag. So I'll take the top off, and with the alcohol swab, I will clean it the proper way. And I will also clean the mini bag as well. We'll turn that back. While those are drying, I'll assemble the needle and syringe. Now, I will be taking out, in this case, 20 cc's. So it's important with the pressurized container that you pull up the right amount of air into it. There is a ring in the top of the rubber there, and it's important that you approach this here at a 45-degree angle with the bevel up, and push it and go straight. We invert the bottle. Important to make sure that the metal is still visible and so that the critical area isn't obstructed. And this portion here, some people will hold it like this. Other people, like me, I like to brace my fingers like this, as long as this area and you're not grabbing the plunger. So the first action is to pull back. So that some fluid comes in, and then push, and pull, and this seesaw action. So the pulling and pushing, the first motion is to pull. It's also important to make sure that the needle in the vial stays in the liquid. And so when you're working this, it's important to be in the middle of the hood, not too close to the edge, and not too close to the front. So you do not want to overpressurize the container. In and out. And so here, make sure that when it gets down to the end, we pull our needle close to the end. Watch how much fluid is in there. In this example, I'm going to take a little bit more fluid, which has a purpose. Then I'll detach my vials up to the side. Now, I have extra fluid, more fluid than I need, but sometimes to get the bubbles, we can snap it like this, or hit the side, or also to rotating it to coalesce the bubbles. There will be sometimes liquid that gets into the needle, so I always pull back. And then, because of the type of hood we have, we can go straight up and push the air out. If you have excess fluid, we usually will have garbage. We don't want to put it back into there, but we'll just squirt it onto the pile. We'll be cleaning this up at the end. So I now have the right amount of fluid in there. Now, I'm just going to slide this off to the side. So now when we inject it into the bag, into the mini bag, we will brace your fingers. Make sure that the critical area is still in the first air. The bevel will be up, but we won't be doing any angles. We will be going straight into the bag. And so you can actually rest your hand in this case and touch the mini bag into the port and push it in just until you feel that it's gotten past a certain point. If you push the plunger and it moves, if the liquid goes into the bag, then we know we're far enough. If not, then you just push it a little more. Yeah, we slowly push the entire contents into the bag. And so the first air, the metal is still showing, liquid is going into the bag. And then once that's in, I would hold the bag just for security and pull the needle out. And then I would recap the needle just as a precaution. And as we did in the last one, the first thing that she would do is you will come out of the hood and you will inspect the product just to see if everything is not precipitating or if there's any issues. And then you will label the product. And then you will go back into the hood and get rid of the garbage, the sharps in the sharps container, and then the papers into the paper container.